Good evening, everyone. It was such a tiring day. So, I'm going to try something here with yet a different piece of technology. We're on section 2, and this time you can see it, so I hope this works out much better. Number 21. On the number line shown below, A represents 3/4, C represents 1/2. B is in the middle of A and C. What fraction does B represent? All right, let's look at our diagram, which I have modified. A 3/4. Let me get a little color here. All right. A 3/4. B between or in the middle of A and C, and C, which is 1/2. So the question is actually asking us what fraction lies between 3/4 and 1/2. We can find this out by finding the mean of 3/4 and 1/2. What we're doing is adding 3/4 to 1/2 and then dividing by 2 because there are two values. So that is finding the mean. So 3/4 plus 1/2. 1/2 is 1. We can do that mentally. 3/4 plus 1. 1 plus 3/4. That's 1 and 3/4. 1 and 3/4. And remember I said we're finding the mean. So we have just added. Now we have to divide by 2. Alright? Before we divide by 2, let's change this mixed number to an improper fraction. Remember how it goes? You multiply the whole number by the denominator, then you add your numerator. That becomes your new numerator, and just use the same denominator. So following that, 1, 4 is 4, add 3, 7. So 7/4. Right. So the sum of 3/4 and 1/2 is 7/4 or 7/4. We're now going to divide that by 2. Be careful, this is a fraction, although it's improper, it's a fraction that we are going to divide. And remember, we have some special things we do when we are dividing fractions. So 7/4, how do you divide by 2? Put 2 in fraction form, 2/1, right? 7/4, we change the sign to a multiplication sign. Multiply by 1/2 because we invert. So how do we work this out? As we see, nothing can be reduced when we cross multiply. So we multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. 7 ones are 7, 4 twos are 8. Bingo. 7/8. That's a fraction that's midway between 3/4 and 1/2. Moving along. Whew, I'm excited. Why am I excited? Let me see if this can be erased here. I think it can't. Let me see. Yeah, it can. Wow. Right. Roy has 149 marbles. Oh, I was saying why I was excited. I know Kaylee knows why. I know Marquise knows why. I'm all right. I'm not calling any more names. Right? I'm excited because it's time for bar modeling. And when I say bar modeling, I don't mean modeling in a bar. Make sure that's clear. Roy has 149 marbles. Mike has 45 more than Roy. I know Javid is saying my joke is still, that's his business. How many marbles do they have altogether? So let's draw a bar for Roy. Roy has 149 marbles. That's 149. And that's Roy. That's the bar we're talking about. Let me use a different color for Mike. Mike has 45 marbles. Aha. That's where a lot of children get tied up. They're reading this part here. Mike has 45 marbles. Does Mike have 45 marbles? Well, probably put 45 and more, not just 45. Many persons get confused when they don't read the question properly. Mike has 45 marbles more than Roy. So the same number Roy has and 45 more. So when we're drawing Mike's bar, it has to be longer. how much longer? 45 marbles longer. 45 marbles longer. All right. So this area here represents the same 149, and this here represents the extra amount, the 45. So now when we look at Mike's bar, we can actually see that it's very easy to find out the number of marbles that Mike has. Let's add 149 plus 45. 9 and 5, 14. 4 and 4, 8, and 1, 9. 1 and nothing, or 0, 1. I added right? Okay. So now that we know how many Mike has and we know how many Roy has, we can find out how many marbles they have all together. Easy as pie. So 194 plus 149. 9 and 4, 13. 9 and 4 again, 13. And 1 make 14. 1 and 1, 2, and 1, 3. So together they have 343 marbles. Right? Even if you didn't write the word marbles, you'd get it correct. A hall has 22 rows of chairs. There are 18 chairs in each row. How many extra rows of chairs are needed to seat 415 persons? Many children just read it and then they get confused because it's so many words. It's words and numbers, frustration in the mind. Never read your question only once. Read your question at least twice, and you break it up into chunks. A hall, right, I know what a hall is, has 22 rows of chairs. Can't you see the 22 rows of chairs in your mind? This is what you have to see. Yes, let me get some color. Right, this is row 1. Then you have row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, 22. Easy to understand. There are 18 chairs in each row. So this is the first row, 18 chairs. Second row, 18 chairs. Third row, 18 chairs. Fourth row, 18 chairs. So you're starting to see a picture of it in your mind. How do we find out the number of chairs in total? We multiply. 22 times 18. Remember, you can multiply by the 1 or the 8 first, it doesn't matter. Alright? 2 ones are 2. Because I've chosen to multiply by the 1 first, my answer must go under or be in line with the 1. 2 ones are 2. 2 ones are 2. We're multiplying by the 8 now. So because we're using a different digit, the answer has to go on a different level. 2 8s are 16. And because I multiply by the 8, my answer has to go under the 8. Remember, all new answers go on the left and not the right. So 2 8s are 16. We cross the 6, we put it in. 2 8s are 16 again, and 1 17. Right, fill up this empty space with a 0. 0 add 6, 6. 2 add 7, 9. 2 and 1, 3. So that's the number of chairs in the hall currently. The next part of the question says, how many extra rows are needed to seat 415? Right now, does it seat 415? It only seats 396 persons. So let's find out how many persons it can't seat, at least not yet. So 415 take away 396. 5 cannot take away 6, so we regroup. 15 take away 6, 9. 0 cannot take away 9, so we regroup. 10 take away 9 is 1. So we need 19 more chairs. But let's look. The hall has 22 rows. How many in a row? 18 in a row. So if you need 19 more chairs. Well, actually 19 more persons need to be seated. Right? That will be the 23rd row of 18. And what do you do with the other person? Do you squeeze that person, that extra chair in the row? That's not what they expect you to do. They want you to create another row. Right? So it will actually hold more persons. There will be empty chairs. Okay? So we need 2 more rows. 1 row of 18 and another row of 18, but just one person will be sitting in that row. Alright? That's the logistics in mathematics. So, how many extra rows? 2 extra rows. Simply putting 2 would be enough. At a bookstore, 9 pencils cost $5.40. What is the cost of 2 dozens pencils? Do we know what dozens means? Alright, a dozen is 12. Okay, and these are things that we have to review all the time. So 9 pencils for $5.40. 9 pencils, $5.40. How do you find out the price of one? We divide. So $5.40 divided by 9. Okay? 9 into 54, 6. 9 to 9, 1. 9 to 54, 6. Alright? So we get 60 cents for one pencil. If 60 cents for one pencil, how much are you going to pay for 2 dozens? 2 dozens is 24. 12 and 12, 24. So 60 cents times 24. Alright, in fact, let me line it up like tens and ones. We don't do it slanted anymore. 60 by 24. Well, you know we can do 24 times 6 and add a 0. But let's go ahead. 0 2s are 0, 6 2s are 12. 0 4s are 0, 6 4s are 24. Fill up extra spaces with zeros. 0 and 0, 0. 0 plus 4, 4. 2 plus 2, 4. 1 plus 0, 1. Remember to put back in the point. $14.40. Oh, this seems to be working out much better. Hope all my calculations are right. I'm very tired. And us children know that sometimes I write 2 and 3 is 6 and stuff when I'm tired, but forgive me. There were 500 children at a water park. 44 girls left by midday. The number of boys was then twice the number of girls. How many girls were there before midday? Ah! That's how some people respond to the question. Never respond like that. It is always doable. You are a winner. You can do it. There were 500 children at a water park. Can you see the 500 children? Can you hear the noise? Yes, you can, because this is just life. 44 girls left by midday. Is that reasonable? Can you see the 44 girls leaving by midday? All right. So, let's see what happens if 44 girls leave. You first had 500 children, and then 44 girls left. It's good to put words, whether before or after. Children meaning boys and girls. No transgenders or anything like that. They're just boys and girls. Children, can't say that in America. Girls. So 0 take away 0, 0, 0 take away 4, cannot. Of course we could do this mentally. Making sense. 10 take away 4, 6. 4 take away nothing, or you could put here 0, 4. Alright. So when the girls left, how many girls? 40. Oh shucks, you see, that's how I make my mistakes. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. It's not 40, it's 44. Alright, let me just erase it. Forgive me, it happens. I'm only human. How much? 500 take away 44. Okay, 0 take away 4 cannot, so we regroup. 4. Right? Shortcut. 10 take away 4, 6. 9 take away 4, 5. 4 take away 0, 4. Great. Back on track. So the 44 girls left. So that means 456 children remain. At no point did they say 44 girls were all the girls. It's just 44 of the children left, and they happen to be girls. The number of boys was then twice the number of girls. Hold on, don't read the rest yet. The number of boys was then twice the number of girls. So we can make a bar. Oh, thrice. Thrice, is that what I said? The number of boys was then thrice. And you see, I gave you this information here. Thrice is not a word that is very common these days. It means 3 times. Twice, 2 times, thrice, 3 times. Great. So I'm going to make a bar to represent girls. Thought I'd change the color. Girls. I'm going to make a bar to represent boys now. Boys. That's the girls and boys being the same number. But the question didn't say they were the same number. I am recording a video here now and I do not want to be disturbed. That is same amount, boys and girls. This is twice, this is thrice, 3 times. Boys, boys, boys. Right. If 456 represents all the children that remained, are you seeing here how the number of boys is 3 times the number of girls? Yes, you can see that. The number of children that remained is 456. I have drawn a bar model to show you how the 456 was broken up into 4 equal parts. So if we want to find out the value of one part, we just divide by 4. So 456 divided by 4. 4 into 4, 1. 4 into 5, 1. Remainder 1. 4 into 16, 4. That's short division. You can do it long division if you wish. So it means that one of these parts is 114. Okay, let's see what question they ask now. How many girls were there before midday? Now this is how many boys were there after midday. was one part of the boys here, one part of the boys here, one part of the boys here. But they didn't ask us about the boys, they asked us about the girls. This is how many girls were there after midday. So if you want to find out how many girls were there before midday, remember, 44 girls left. So bring those 44 girls back. Not literally. 114 plus 44. 148, 145, 1 and nothing, 0, 1. 158. Crick crack. So sorry for the disturbance. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. If you need me to go over this question or one that is similar, just message me privately and I will do that. Alright, moving along. Aleem puts a total of 60 toys onto 3 shelves. He puts at least 13 toys on each shelf. Complete the table to show one way he could put the toys onto the shelves. Well, that was easy. 14 plus something equals 60. Alright? So, it's any amount actually. What's the difference between 14 and 60? 60, take away 14. 10 take away 4, 6. 5 take away 1, 4. 46. So we could do it. There are many different arrangements you could get with 46. You could even divide it by 2. 2 into 46. 2 into 4, 2. 2 into 6, 3. You could put it 23 and 23 once it adds up to 46. Once you don't put less than 13 toys on one shelf. So this just means 14 toys on shelf 1, 23 toys on shelf 2, 23 toys on shelf 3. Alright? So once it adds up to 60, and on shelves 2 and 3 you don't have a number less than 13, you'll be correct. Okay, where did it go? Why? Okay. The original price of the bag is $140. What's the price after the discount? 25% off. 25% discount. We learned to do this using 2 different methods. One of them is the minus before, one of them is the minus after. Now, when you're dealing with 25%, it's the fraction for 25% is known mentally, which is a quarter. So you know you're getting a quarter off the price. Off meaning out, taken away from the price. Alright? Let's still do the minus before and minus after methods. Take away before means you're taking away the percentage before. If the whole price is 100% and you're taking away 25%, it means that you're only paying 75% of the price. So you just find out 75% of 140 and you're good to go. 75 over 100 times 140 over 1. 0 cancel with 0. 5 into 10, 2. 5 into 75, which you're supposed to know by heart, is 15. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 14, 7. 15 times 7. 7 5s are 35. 1 7 is 7 and 3 make 10. 105. Method 2 is take away after. So you find 25% of 140. 0 cancel with 0. 5 into 10, 2. 5 into 25, 5. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 14, 7. 7 5s are 35. Some children believe that this is the answer and it's not. You've just found out how much you're getting off, how much you're saving, how much your price was reduced by. So this is why we call this one take away after. You find the discount and you take it away from the price. So 140 take away 35. Right, we're regrouping here because 0 can't take away 5. 10 take away 5, 5. 3 take away 3, 0. 1 take away nothing, 0. That's 1. $105 is the price that would be paid for the bag. I want to write on the line here, but it wouldn't allow me. Undo. Okay, so I can do it now. Even if you put 105 dot or 105 without the dot, it would still be correct. Alright, I prefer you to express it in the standard form though. Alright.